Come through, queen. I wanna see ya. Come through, queen.
Hi, everyone. It's Dan.
And Brendan.
And this is Come Through, Queen.
Ooh.
Hi, Brendan. You're feeling a little peppy right now.
Hi, Dan.
Must be because of our intense conversation. Not intense, but like excited conversation about Cowboy Carter Eve.
Oh, yes.
Or as you called...
I called it...
Country Carter.
Country Carter.
We talk about it in the pre-show. We talk about buying Beverly Hills in the pre-show.
Sure,
which
yeah.
obviously there's a lot to talk about there. We're going to like dip a toe into the Umanskis in a little bit during the news.
You love dipping your toes into the Umanskis.
But we've got a lot to talk about this week. It's a news-heavy week, I would say.
There's a lot of headlines. I think there's two
major
headlines. We're going to do the first one just because it's the most recent.
Yes.
But I think the second one's actually
more
major. The first headline is they announced today that Roni's coming back and the cast of season 14 is all returning for season 15. And the big headline out of that is nobody thought that Jenna Lyons would come back.
Well, at the end of Roni 14, she essentially did a press tour of like, I'm done.
Sure, yeah.
Right? So...
But a paycheck is a paycheck.
A paycheck is a paycheck. But like, wasn't there in between 14 and 15 now that like, remember that press release where she's like, I'm working for this big, huge company?
Yeah, and it was like one of those like companies...
Like an equity firm or something.
Yeah, it's like one of those companies you're like, oh, okay.
Mm. So I mentioned that to say, in conjunction with this announcement was a People magazine interview or something of essentially Jenna saying like, we won't be seeing her girlfriend on this season. Casper,
the friendly ghost.
Wow. And Bravo's fine with it and is accommodating. And it's like, oh.
I think we might have differing opinions here.
Okay.
I have seen a lot of people like really mad at this. Like, you're on a reality show, you should show every part of your life. But for me, I don't really care about that aspect of Jenna's life.
I don't really care that much either, especially given that she had a different girlfriend the last season.
Yeah. And I mean, like, we saw her kid, we saw her hot brother. I don't know. I like Jenna. I don't think like she's integral to the drama of the show, obviously.
Yeah.
But I do think she's a big get for Bravo.
Mm. Yeah.
And I like to see like a queer woman on this show, a chic queer woman. And I think one of her storylines, it was recently announced that her old townhouse in Park Slope is back up for sale.
Are you going to buy?
She could buy.
Oh, she could buy.
She could rebuy and renovate. And then I could just be a 7-minute walk from there.
You did the Google Maps.
Well, of course.
Okay. Now here's the thing. One way or the other, like, I don't really care that much if she's coming back or not coming back. What I care about is the terrible promo.
Okay.
It is. Oh man. Oh, I think it was.
It was like a reel that was released.
Okay, so I think it was Jordan Velu who tweeted about this. How like this was akin to like COVID promos.
Sure.
Like, why are we filming on our phones?
It looked like a COVID reunion, basically.
It looked like a COVID reunion. Everyone's video and audio quality is drastically different.
Yeah, I mean, Uba's, it sounded literally like when you are on a FaceTime or you're trying to record something and you have like an AirPod that's accidentally on like within the room and it records that audio.
Aaron's was recorded on a 5-year-old MacBook.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like the one we do this podcast.
No. This is fresh.
Kidding.
This is fresh. Size, on the other hand, was like 4K HD social media influencer setup, right lighting.
Of course.
Right audio. And it's like, well, that's great, but then maybe we should just like all met up in Brooklyn and recorded it together.
Right.
You know? And then now we get to like the content, which is the girls just like all saying it's there, it's not there, it's there, it's not there.
And I had to explain this reference to husband to the show, Alex.
Yeah.
The it's there is what Aaron says in response to the actual iconic moment that Jessel had about Tribeca being up and coming.
Yeah.
So we're not directly referencing the actual thing that went viral. We're referencing the response to it.
And okay, and then husband to the show also pointed out saying it's up and coming. No, it's not up and coming. No, it's up and coming.
Like the season is up and it's coming.
Would make so much more sense.
Yeah.
What they're saying makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just like there were a lot of like references thrown in there. Like at the very beginning, like you can see the iPhone in like, and it says like cheese girls in reference to like they fought about cheese at some point.
Yeah.
And it's like you might as well like do like sassy shakshuka sissies or something.
Uma's like chomping on a banana.
Yeah.
And then inexplicably, Jenna's looking chic, but has a Razer gamer headset around her neck and holding a fluorescent blue PlayStation 5 controller.
What you keep on saying Razer something whattever.
Yeah.
What is that?
Razer is like a computer / gamer brand of like they like sell like laptops, like the earphone headsets that come with the little microphone that you speak to the gamers and like say like expletives to.
Oh yeah. Another question.
Yeah.
So we've named a lot of things razors in our day. So first we've got our titular razors, which we use to shave our faces.
Face. Yeah.
Yes.
The famous phones.
Yes, the famous phones, the scooters.
The scooters, yes, of course.
None of these are under the same brand umbrella.
You would think.
We're just like always naming something a razor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then this brings us to your brilliant idea.
Oh, thank you.
Which the promo should have been the dolls are filming together. Their
First group scene.
Maybe even like I want to. Okay, well you say your idea and then I'll make my revisions to it.
Okay, mine is first group scene. All 5 of the dolls except for Jenna are like settling down for dinner. Yada yada yada. The anticipation is building.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I wonder if like Jenna will be here, like that kind of thing. And then she walks in the door and we've got a season.
Yeah.
I know your idea is probably like we have been already filming with some of the dolls without them knowing that Jenna was like rehired, probably.
Okay, so knowing or not knowing is not central to it. I more want to be like, okay, they're meeting up at dinner. Maybe they're all walking in separately. Maybe like chic camera shots of them walking on the sidewalk and going to the restaurant. Mm-hmm. Everyone gets there. Oh, but mi amore, like hugging, blah, 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 blah.
Not right? Mi amore.
Oh, she always says mi amore.
Oh.
She does. They're getting down. They're getting down. There's like maybe like a waiter's pouring them water, blah, blah, blah. And they're like chit-chatting. And then Jenna walks in and then they turn, they're like, Jenna. And like, that's it.
Wow.
Now, I don't want them to say like, is Jenna coming? Like that's setting it up a little bit too much. I want her walking in and them like being like excited to see her.
No, you need the setup of like, is she coming? Like, will she, won't she?
To me, all the girls the girls all sitting there talking as if like we're about to like keep going is doing that silently.
I know, but you need the anticipation.
I think it's there.
Okay.
It's there.
Is Abe
Is it there? No, you're not getting my
No, I got it.
Okay. Wow. I think that's Roni.
That's Roni. We'll be excited to see it. I guess it'll be out in like
one day.
September, maybe?
Spring, summer.
Yeah.
No. Well, I am glad though that we're like kicking off filming in spring, as we had heard rumblings of all the time.
So it'll be interesting because last year it came out in July, but we won't see this till at least like October. November.
Probably like November, December.
Let's not do December.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. This is like headline news. There were calls for us to record an emergency episode.
Sure, yeah. I think there was one call.
The calls were coming from inside the house. Okay. People Magazine reports Candiace Dillard Bassett exits Real Housewives of Potomac after 6 seasons. "Quote unquote, I am filled with gratitude." Parentheses exclusive.
Yeah.
When this dropped.
Dave Quinn.
This dropped in the morning. And I was like, I think Monday morning maybe? And I
think, yeah, maybe Monday.
I was just like off kilter the rest of the day. Okay. Some quotes from Candiace. "As I embark on a new chapter after 6 remarkable years with the Real Housewives of Potomac, I am filled with gratitude for the enriching friendships, personal growth, and moments of introspection that have defined this journey. With a whirlwind of new opportunities and responsibilities on my plate, I decided to take a break from Real Housewives of Potomac." She goes on to tease that this is not a farewell, but a see you later. She says, "Your unwavering support has been my guiding light, and I look forward to the exciting adventures that lie ahead, and more importantly, sharing them all with you." Andy commented on Radio Andy about the departure, saying, "The flaw of this season is that there are women who aren't able to find any common ground with some of the other women. So there are all these pockets of women that just won't even acknowledge each other, which is not a recipe for, good TV."
I think he said that
Earlier this month. He didn't say it in response to
because there
Candiace.
hasn't been new episodes this week.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was earlier this month before the announcement. He said one of the hallmarks of the Housewives is finding a way to move forward. And so that was kind of the directive of the Potomac reunion. Mm-hmm. So this is interesting because this would normally come after the reunion.
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of like taking the era of the tires, the reunion.
The wind out of the sails?
The wind out of the sails, the era of the tires.
Yeah. So this also led to rampant speculation about other firings. So there's a point on whatever day this was this week where people were convinced that Robin was also gone.
Well, that was reported by an actual website or brand,
there's a lot of
the Jasmine brand.
Yeah, but that is not a website or a brands that we see as Bible. It wasn't reported. Okay.
Well, as we know, Jasmine Brand on the Real Houses of Potomac herself on the Dr. Wendy show.
Okay, so does that mean if Deborah had a blog, we believe everything that comes out of that?
I would log on to sesamestreet.org and believe.
Okay. So no, what I'm trying to say here is this is another moment of we need to use our critical thinking brains and not just believe every single thing that's written on a random blog. Because after this announcement that came out of a credible source, People Magazine, Dave Quinn is the Housewives reporter.
Yeah.
We know that everything he writes is true.
Yeah.
People were believing that Robin was gone, and then people were believing that Wendy was gone, and people were believing that Ashley was gone.
Yeah.
The 3 last ones have not been reported by a credible source yet.
And Bravo obviously posted its own Candiace retrospective on their website.
Exactly. So, but I mean, this is just to say there are people out there who read one thing on Twitter from Dorinda Deadly or whatever and believe it is truth. And especially in Elon Musk's Twitter, we're all getting stupider.
Yeah, we're all getting stupider. I'm holding on,
including Dan.
I'm holding on to these brain cells for dear life. I'm 40 now, and the Valley's where I need to be. Okay.
I'm 42.
You are 42. Okay.
I still sometimes I have to remind myself that I'm actually 36.
Well, you're 42. Okay. Now this is Galaxy Brain.
Okay.
Hold on to your seats, gang. I
love when you read tweets you've already done.
Not everyone's on Twitter.
Okay. Exactly, yeah.
So everyone knows we're not going in the right direction right now. on this show.
Sure.
And everyone knows everyone wants Candiace on The Traitors. And I'm sure NBCU wants Candiace on The Traitors.
Mm-hmm.
And The Traitors is famously going to start filming in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
And Potomac would be deep into production at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, let's give Candiace a break from this nonsense. Get her on the show that everyone is demanding her on, right? And it is truly like, let's take a break. Let's take a breather. Let's have like an iconic internet moment, much like Phaedra, much like
Sure.
MJ.
Yeah.
Much like Kate Chastain.
Sure.
Let's get her in front of other eyes that may not be watching Potomac,
Yeah.
right? And then, like, we could always go back. We could always go back.
Maybe she can take on the headbands like Parvati.
Oh my gosh, you could take on the headbands. Take them. It's like taking on the mantle.
I listened to Parvati on a podcast, and she said she had never worn a headband
In her life.
in her life until The Traitors.
And then she went to Claire's and said, I'll take all of them.
Well, no, the stylist for The Traitors gave her all the
Oh.
headbands. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we do know it's like they come with their own, and then they could get more there.
Well, they send a mood board,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they have to like shop based on the mood board. Then when they go, they get more.
I like that would be the show behind the show I want to watch.
It's like Oprah's 25th season.
Oprah's 25th season.
Sherry Salata.
Sure.
If you know, you know. They had a falling out.
You mentioned that
All
last pre-show.
every day.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about this? Not Candiace wearing headbands, but Candiace leaving Potomac.
I don't know. I have my thoughts. I think. Okay, so we haven't seen the reunion yet, but we've seen the trailer. And Andy, like, in the trailer, they have Andy, like, setting the intentions for the reunion, like, desperately wanting people to make up and move on.
Yeah.
I kind of think that this is my, like, fan theory. I kind of think, like, maybe, like, Candiace might have been given an ultimatum. Like, hey, you and Giselle need to actually, like, make up or pretend to make up. And I think Candiace, coming from maybe a higher ground, was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move on. And I have a good thing going on for me with my career. I'm touring and like I'm in deep space and I'm going to The Traitors. I'm going to wear all the headbands.
Oh my God.
No, but I that's like my kind of fan theory. And I think like of the two of them, I think Giselle would be the one to be like, oh, I'll do it. And like, I'll make up and then probably do something horrible in the middle of the next season. And
Oh my God. That's coming from a former Giselle stan.
yeah.
I want everyone to like look back at everything I've been preaching and praying and saying and praying. I'm planting the seed. And when Traitors season 3 comes out, look back on this day and see what comes to fruition.
Okay, when she's not on the cast, we'll be like, okay, thanks, Dan, for giving us your theory. You can read all sort of fan fiction at fanfiction.net or whatever.
That was a great site. That was. Okay, I'm sad. What else is there really? I'm just like sad. I love my girl.
I know.
I mean, as those who follow me on Instagram know, my Robin mug is in disarray, and luckily a Traitors mug landed on my doorstep.
That's beautiful.
To replace. Okay, we have like quick headlines, tidbits.
Okay, so Ariana Madix, let's check in.
Ariana Madix.
So she's had a big week also. First of all, she has been given the role of host of Love Island USA.
The role of a lifetime.
Not stealing it, but like replacing Sarah Hyland's, the girly pop from Modern Family.
The girly pop. That's right.
And Sarah Hyland released a statement. She said, just got a text.
Stop. No.
And no, apparently that's making a reference to how the Islanders communicate within the show, I guess. So she's being cheeky. She said, I'm disappointed the news had to break this way, but it is in fact true that I will not be returning to the island this summer. I have committed to an exciting project that will be announced soon that conflicts directly with the shooting dates for Love Island USA. Here's the thing. Maybe it's good that Sarah Hyland gets back to acting because I do think she's funny in that little show.
Modern Family?
Yeah.
Oh, That show's not on.
I know, but it's having a resurgence. It's having a Friends-like resurgence on TikTok.
Okay.
I know you're not in that space, so you don't know what the young people care about, but it is having a resurgence. Anyways, also, Ariana bought a house.
Oh, okay.
Which has been like a big sticking point of this season of Vanderpump Rules.
That's true.
So Ariana Madix may be finally moving out of the $2 million house she shares with ex-boyfriend Tom Sandoval. The Vanderpump Rules star recently purchased a $1.6 million Hollywood Hills home, so she's not in the Valley. Ariana has fallen in love with this home and is excited for her new chapter, our insider says. It's a mid-century modern house located in Los Angeles, and I think it was actually sold by somebody who is employed by...
Mauricio Umansky?
Yes, he's in the agency.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she probably met this realtor through being on the Dancing with the Stars with Maurizio.
Oh, my God. Through Maurizio.
I know. He's got his tentacles everywhere.
Okay. I have a few things to say.
Sure.
First of all, I got to give credit to, I think, Luis Fernando on Twitter.
Sure.
Who, like, cracked this open for me. Ariana Madix. And I'm quoting him. She's following the formula reality stars in the UK do in order to remain relevant, booked, and a household name. Naysayers are just mad she cracked the code and will have longevity outside of VPR. So true. Like, Love Island is like a big show outside of the Bravo universe.
Of course, yeah.
And like is tapping into like a whole different market that she's not really a part of. And I know like the UK Love Island is bigger.
Ekin-Su.
But I think this Love Island still has like its audience.
Burgalicious.
I think like this actually is like a better move for her than staying on Vanderpump Rules.
I mean, becoming a CBS host. It's on CBS, right? Or Paramount Plus.
So I think it was on...
It was on CBS during COVID.
It was on streaming. It was on CBS during COVID because like there were no shows being made. And then it was on streaming. And I think during the strike, it was back on TV. Mm-hmm. So I don't know like which way it's going.
But also, like, as we said, it doesn't matter because more people watch streaming.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So I like this direction for her because like she doesn't want to be on the show, like Vanderpump Rules, really.
I think like once you get yourself into like the host role, you can go places. Look at like Mario Lopez. I mean, like he was an actor.
Yeah. And like I think she would thrive in the host role because it's just like they're just looking for a familiar face.
Yeah, all you have to do is say shit.
All you have to do is
She'll be on The Talk in like 1 year.
Wait, that's a show that's still on?
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell is one of the hosts because they like.
Wasn't it supposed to be canceled last year and then like did it bounce back?
I don't know if it was supposed to be canceled because I'm very focused on The View.
You've got both eyes centered on The View.
Of course, every day.
Okay.
Oh, The View had a really funny episode like yesterday.
Something about aliens?
There was something about aliens. Whoopi yelled at somebody. Joy told a story about seeing a body fell out of a car on the Long Island Expressway.
Very Tammy Brown. Yeah. Okay. Shall we continue?
Yeah. So we've got two
flops to talk about.
Two flop shows coming out in the vein of Traitors.
But it's worth noting for a few things. First, House of Villains season 2.
So this was the show that like Jax was on last season.
Yes.
Tiffany Pollard was on last season and she's back this season.
Okay, so there were a bunch of reality TV legends on season 1. Did you watch any episodes?
Yeah, I watched the first one.
Yeah, I watched like the first 2, maybe 3.
Omarosa was there.
It's just such a poorly produced show. It's as if like they had a challenge that evening and production had to like think of it that morning.
Yeah.
So People Magazine reported that Teresa is joining season 2 along with some names. Richard Hatch.
Care.
The first season of Survivor. Wes Bergman.
Care.
From The Challenge.
Ginger.
Jesse Goddard from Big Brother. I don't
Care.
know if he's in your world or not.
He comes back every season.
Yeah, he comes back all the time.
Yeah.
Candy Muse.
Care.
Victoria Larson, who was on The Bachelor. Don't know. Tiffany Pollard returning.
Care, of course.
Larissa Lima, 90 Day Fiance.
Don't care.
Camila Poindexter from Bad Girls Club.
Don't know.
Safari from...
Care?
No, from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, not Charm School.
No, Safari. Wasn't he on Scared Famous?
Oh, yes, he was on Scared
Yes,
Famous.
of course. Hello.
Oh, yes. I thought like your mind was going to Charm School.
No, I was going to Scared Famous like it does every day.
Okay. It does every day. Okay, so this is going to be a bad show unless they like got the Traders team in there.
Here's the thing. It could be a good show if they shipped it off to Scotland and put them in a castle.
Yeah.
And Alan Cumming hosted.
Like, just give us this cast and give them something good to do.
Because, like, honestly, like, I think it is location.
That's what they always say in the Umansky team.
Yeah, and I think this, and also with, like, the GOAT show that we're going to talk about, which has Jill Zarin, Kristen Doute, Alyssa Edwards, Davon from Big Brother, and others. Reza. It's like... I don't want to watch these like reality competition shows in like a weird LA mansion. I want you to be in Scotland.
Yeah. Okay, so the GOAT trailer came out and it's such a terrible trailer. Between like the Roni teaser and this GOAT trailer, it's like it seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Sure.
Like get up and work.
Okay.
Like put together something to bring the people in. It's so heavy on like shots of them like wearing helmets and like getting sweaty and climbing. Like I can't even land on who's on the show.
Yeah. I will say Jill Zarin got a lot more time in the trailer than I was expecting.
Interestingly enough, Teresa Giudice gets time, like more time than cast members.
For some reason, Teresa Giudice is like God in the sky.
Reza's pranked her, I think. That's going to be on Amazon Freevee in May, I think.
Okay, following in the footsteps of Hollywood House Lived.
And Ronald
Jury
Gladden.
Duty, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Ronald Gladden's not on it. He's probably producing.
I mean, I think he is like doing all kinds of things these days.
He got like a huge overall deal with Amazon.
Yeah.
Jeff was like, here you go.
Here.
He's like, I'll give you all those like Oreos.
Jeff Bezos, not to be confused with Jeff Lewis.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to touch on the Kyle Richards Kemosabe story real quick because like the quotes set me for a loop. So Kyle was on Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa. Kelly Ripa's Sirius XM show. I didn't know.
I've been thinking about listening to that.
You've been thinking. You heard it here first. Brendan's been thinking about listening to Kelly Ripa on Sirius XM. Okay. So Kyle says, regarding Rihanna. So she was in Kemosabe when I was in Aspen.
Well, we knew about that.
Oh yeah, we saw the picture
months
of the family.
ago.
Yeah, months. But like now we're getting the story behind the story. So Kyle says it was actually closed, Kemosabe, and I was heading home. And I saw there was a light on, and I was like, "Oh, I need to get something from there." And I knew they would open the door for me, so I knocked, and they're like, "Oh, it's Kyle." And I saw them saying something like, "What do we do?" And I was like, "What's going on?" This just like sent me for a loop. Okay, the reality star said that after she was let in, the apparel store's staff told her that Rihanna was upstairs. Kyle then asked if she could tell the Fenty mogul that she was there as she knew Rihanna is, quote unquote, a fan of the show.
Oh my God.
Okay, Kyle says, she saw my daughter once and tapped my daughter on the shoulder when she was with a group of her friends. My daughter turned around. She said, when the pair finally came face to face, the Diamond singer gave her all kinds of amazing advice about my marriage, the women, and how we're handling things. Kyle said, I haven't told anybody this, but she said something that was so amazing to me and was like, oh my God. She said, next time one of those women wants to know all of the details of the intimacies of your marriage, tell them, why do I need to give you the blueprint to my home when I'm already renovated?
Wow.
I actually don't really understand that, but I love it.
Sure.
I just love, like, I don't know the meaning, but it feels so intimate, that conversation, you know?
Yeah, it just feels like a platitude that, like, doesn't mean anything.
It's very like Dorinda quoting Tyler Perry.
Yeah, it's like Dorinda saying like, why fly with the pigeons when you're like soar with the eagles or whatever.
Okay, that's Kyle Richards. And then just quickly, congratulations to Dr. Nicole, who gave birth to her daughter this week.
Congrats.
So I feel like this leads credence to a rumor swirling around that Miami's going to be filming in the fall. Because she was actually due a few weeks from now, and like the baby came a little bit early. So I feel like they were going to give her a chance to bounce back, drive back before cameras were up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where are these rumors coming from?
Get out of here.
Dorinda Deadly again? These same rumors were...
I'm being nailed to the cross. Like
these
Jesus
same rumors
was.
were also the ones saying Gertie and Marisol were being fired.
Listen, I don't know who's saying what, but the streets are talking sometimes, and you have to listen to them.
The tweets are talking.
The tweets are talking. Okay, shall we get to our show?
Yeah, sure. Speaking of the streets talking, let's get to Potomac.
Okay, we're picking up.
Because word on the street is...
No, she's not the word on the street.
Yeah. Well, she is in a lot of ways.
Okay, we're picking up to... Last week was audio. And then...
This week's video.
This week is video. I guess... See, when this happened last year, I really thought it was like, this is purely off-camera event that the women happened to be at together. I didn't realize this was like filmed earlier in the day, and then I was not expecting cameras then to go back up.
I feel like I knew, obviously, that cameras were there at some point.
Yeah.
Because, like, why would
Everyone be
these
together.
women all be there together?
Yeah. But maybe in my brain, it's like the cameras already went home.
Sure. But, okay, to me, as somebody not working in production, if we're having an event like this and the women are still, like, milling about, like, and still, like, duping and doing, like, I feel like cameras should be up until we're, like, we wrap and the women all go to their separate camps.
And like, go to bed.
Or, like if they want to go out together, like, they can go
somewhere
out
else.
together. But,
Yeah.
like, as long as we're still at the venue where we're, like, we had permitted...
So I think that...
Is that me saying, like, it seems like nobody wants to work anymore?
It does seem like nobody wants to work anymore. I think, like, the girls like to be like, okay, now we could have fun and, like,
Let our hair down. Yeah.
Like, Ashley posted something online of, like, oh, now we could, like, start playing fun music. Because you can only play music that's cleared by Bravo, like, while you're filming. Call me crazy, but this is maybe one of my biggest takeaways. It feels as though on this day, we collectively decided to stop calling Kiarna
And call her K.
and call her K. And I don't know if like a memo was sent out, but everyone received that message.
Yes.
We're
in the bathroom calling her K. Karen's like,
We're in the streets calling her K.
Karen's like, I'm going to call K's mom.
That to me is the headline news of this.
Okay. Another headline for me is Cookie is like center flute. Like everyone seems to bow down to Cookie when they walk into the room.
Everyone knows Cookie.
I'm like,
oh, of course.
why don't we know Cookie that much?
Oh, I gotta say, this is later, but like since we're talking about headlines, we've met Candiace's sister before, but when she shows up to the event later, she was like in it more than ever in like talking to the other women, and she looked so beautiful.
I know, and it's like if you're watching that episode, you're like, oh, maybe Candiace's sister can hold a flute.
But
next year.
Now that's not going to happen.
Who knows? Maybe she will.
A replacement.
Could you imagine?
A replacement Dillard.
Yeah.
It was...
The worst of times.
It was the worst of times is the best of times.
So what happened was we get the audio of Deborah confronting Candiace, being like, oh, you have a lot to say about me behind my back, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Candiace is ignoring her, but Candiace obviously has to get the words in.
Well, it's like, who's talking to me?
Yeah, calling her the help, calling her vermin.
Vermin? Yeah.
And yada, yada.
Sure.
And then that's when Deborah says she had something in her glass and she threw it at Candiace.
Yeah. Threw the contents of a drink into Candiace's hair.
And then Kay said she pushed Deborah away. And then that's when Kay got the glass into her forehead.
Bleeding. In the bathroom.
And then that's also where we saw, and Charisse confirmed, Candiace picked up, and you see it in the original video.
Yeah.
That's not in the episode, but the one we saw online a while ago. Candiace picking up the glass of, or the bottle of champagne.
Yeah, ready
trying to
to
go in.
swing.
And Charisse
grabs it.
Tackled her.
And then gets her foot stomped.
Yeah. God, Charisse walking into that party later with that fucking boot on.
Yeah, I mean, we got ambulances. We got people walking out on the street. We got people in the bathroom. People getting kicked out of the bathroom. Deborah being escorted out. Mm-hmm. It's quite the chaotic scene.
Yeah, Karen going in the ambulance with Kay.
Giselle had left for the night. So
well, because her
dad,
who now is R.I.P.
Yeah.
Which is very sad.
Yeah, we learned that in the end of the episode, like, updates.
I guess, like, I knew about that, but, like, I didn't really land down on that until that point. Sad.
Okay. So then we have to get back together for our Legends Ball finale party. Mm-hmm. Where, I gotta say, I don't remember who was complaining about it, but like the pictures they picked as the scenery, some of them were not great.
They were all beautiful.
Who was your favorite legend?
I think Robin Dixon looked exactly like Mariah Carey.
I was gonna say Robin as well, like, but it's not even like looked exactly like.
I'm kidding.
No, okay, I'm not kidding.
The hair was there.
The hair was there, but like of all the dolls, she was the one like embodying the spirit. I would say. Wouldn't you say she was embodying?
I forget, like, sometimes the fucking robin egg jumps out.
Little robins? Yeah. Am I Queens of Bravo?
Yeah, you might be.
No.
Embodying the spirit? Are you kidding? Dan, come on. I was joking.
Roll footage.
Nobody was embodying anybody's spirit. It was a
bleak time.
It was a bleak time.
No. To me, like, the most embarrassing was like,
I think, like, most of them looked okay.
Yeah.
Or good.
And you say, and Robin does not fit into those categories.
No, I actually think Robin, like, the hair was there, but she was not embodying the spirit of Mariah Carey.
No, I think she was embodying.
Also, like, it kind of threw me off, like, we had, like, legends who are from, like, older times, and then we had people doing, like, modern people. That kind of threw me off.
Sure, yeah.
Like, doing Mariah, Beyonce, and even, like, Cheryl Lee Ralph, like, especially since she's, like on Abbott Elementary. And, like, we picked the Mean Girls look. I'm not the Mean Girls. Oh, my God. The Dream Girls look, which makes sense.
No, imagine if Wendy was dressed as, like, an older kindergarten teacher.
No, it would have been iconic for me because I never miss an ep.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were like a week-to-week watcher.
Well, yeah, I catch up like usually on the weekends on Hulu.
Okay, wow. I didn't know this about you. I watched season 1, but I was like, I think I'm good.
You know who did a guest spot? You know that TikTok queen?
Oh, the girl.
Who goes,
Oh, yeah.
She was actually really funny on it.
Oh, my God. You're just going, oh.
Everyone knows who I mean, though.
I know.
I think her name's like Sabrina. She's like blonde.
Yes, Sabrina. Not to be confused with Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Wait, I just saw a video of Kristen Stewart being asked about Barry Keogh's girlfriend, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that blonde cute girl who sings."
That's Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I did enjoy Karen's rallying cry of like, "We are sisters."
Oh, interesting. I felt it was more of like a Wendy moment.
Oh.
I thought Wendy was like leading the speech giving in that
I
situation.
thought Karen was leading the speech
Maybe
giving.
they were co-speech giving.
They were co-speech giving.
No, but for me, it resonated more when Wendy was doing it because she was addressing the full group of women, and she obviously has had the falling outs with like Giselle and not been as close as the other women. So I felt it was more important. Not more important, but it resonated more for me with Wendy doing it.
And like watching that, I had hope for the future because like Candiace was nodding enthusiastically during the speeches, and like Giselle was a little stone cold during the speeches.
Yeah, but also like Giselle was also thinking about her like dying dad.
Of course.
Am I now making excuses for Giselle?
You're back on,
in this situation. I feel like
sure,
it's okay.
Sure, it's okay. And then, so I didn't know this was coming, and Peach Alarm for the show was like texting, like I was behind on Potomac watching it like a few hours late, and then he was texting about Mia, and I was like, what is going on? Lo and behold, I forgot that we had not gotten the like, if you want fair, go to the circus or whatever. I forgot we had not seen that yet. The last 15 minutes of Potomac was insane.
I know. I was sitting there watching the show, and it was doing like the people, like the announcements of where people are.
Yeah.
Which
you're like, how do we have 20 minutes left?
Yeah, and literally for like Giselle, it was like yada yada yada, and her dad died. And I was like, oh, that's kind of like.
I know. It was like happy music playing. And I was like, okay.
Okay. And then we had this like wild saga between her and G.
You got to give it to them.
Yeah.
It's like what we would never get that from Kyle and Mauricio, but it's like what people wanted a sliver of from them. But this was just like wild shit. And like for like main cast, in my eyes, to be painted in such a bad light was kind of shocking to me. Like, Mia felt like the bad guy here. G is also a bad guy, but like Mia felt real bad here.
Yeah, and it's coming off of a season where Mia's been pretty well received.
Yeah.
Like, as like kind of a breath of fresh air or like something or like somebody who people want to watch. Yeah.
Mia being like, I've essentially been in a different relationship our entire marriage.
Years, yeah.
And by the way, like that one child is probably his too.
I know, but like G knew about it?
Kind of, yeah. Oh my, it's just like wild. The two of them are just wild.
Yeah. And I think we got a message from somebody about this, about like how it was framed and like how it could have been framed as like an open marriage, and that could be looked or viewed upon as normal. But like the way Mia went about it was like so weird and like secretive and like weird. I don't know.
No matter what, whether it's an open marriage or a closed marriage, when that marriage is ending, it's going to look bad. You know? Like if it's open or closed. So, and this is on the downward spiral right now. What's interesting, two things.
G going to the reunion.
G in the reunion, looking chippy as ever, like excited to be there. And then for the Watch What Happens Live to follow this episode, being pleased welcome to the stage, Mia with ink in the Oprah chair.
I mean,
was wild.
I think it's like maybe Mia's okay with everything.
Yeah. Maybe G is too.
Seems like
chippy
it.
as can be.
Seems like it, but it's like, if they're all okay with everything, then let's frame it differently. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe, obviously this is filmed like months ago. So, what was interesting, was this in the episode? I think so. How in the confessional, she says like, he got angry when the trailer came out. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because Mia was accusing Mia was accusing Ashley of being a gold digger. And then Ashley said, well, did you marry Gordon for his money? And she said, maybe.
So Potomac and Vanderpump are both on a track where we're like completely losing the fourth wall in a big way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no walls anywhere. We're just in open air. We're in the prairie.
Yeah, I mean, but like some, like we'll get to
some
it.
walls,
We'll get,
yeah.
like Martha's Vineyard still has walls. Big house too.
Big house.
A lot
Better
of walls.
house.
Yeah.
Nice house.
I don't know if it's a better house.
I think so.
It is in a lot of ways, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
Now?
Can we go to Martha?
Yeah.
To Martha? I love my friends.
I love being in Martha.
I love my friends.
Yeah.
I have friends in Martha. I have friends in Montauk.
You're such a loser. You really like get a life.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, and Martha compared to Pump in the Valley,
Yeah.
I like that we have like a fully realized queer person who actually is a part of the show
Main
and
cast?
is main cast and is not just there to be like a side character with bad hair.
I know. I would love for him to have a friend or have his boyfriend there.
Yeah. Does he have a boyfriend?
I know season 1 he did. I don't know if they're still together or not. But the season 1 boyfriend was like a long-term boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I would love like a taste of him being.
When you say, to be clear, when Dan says he wants him to have a friend, he means a queer friend.
Oh yeah. I just like want a taste of like him having fun with the girls.
Yeah, more than one gay person on these shows.
I know it's
that we can focus
a
on.
lot to ask, but hear me out. It could be fun.
Yeah.
The difference between this season and last season is the female energy is much heavier this season.
Yeah, it feels there's more of them.
Well, we lost Silas and we gained a new friend. I'm forgetting her name. Maybe it's Noelle or Noella. I could be wrong about that.
Something along those lines. She lives in Bed-Stuy. She's from Atlanta. She's a Kappa.
Yes.
Or AKA.
AKA, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Kappa, something else.
Yeah, AKA like Kamala. And Giselle. And Sunny Hostin.
And Sunny Austin. And now our new friend.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like akin to that one season of like regular SummerHouse where it felt like there were like 50 women and two men.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got 4 men.
Yeah.
Preston's up with the girls, though.
Yeah.
I will say, if I were him, I'd be like, yeah, obviously I get a room upstairs.
But like the rooming did not really make sense to me. There's a lot of weird things going on. Like 2 girls are sharing a bed for some reason, and then Noella is in a room with 2 beds with no one in the other bed.
Yeah. That's when like I could see Amir being like, the logistics don't make sense.
Can we like
yeah.
fix this? But he actually is going into the season a little more careful because he knows last season he came off like a little heavy.
I know, but like he's my favorite still.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, he is. It's hard to deny.
Just like any moment he also during this episode where he would be like doing something alone, I was like laughing at him. He's like so cute and funny.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I mean, our other 2 guys, I think, are going to carry the load that we're missing from Silas. Because like Silas was such a terror. I kind of miss that terror energy here.
Well, Alex is kind of like gonna step into that.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Sure. And Nick is our other friend.
Oh yeah, Nick. I liked looking at Nick last season, and he was the one last season who was not mentioning that he was in a relationship.
Yes.
But now it's like he has to mention it because it's already out there.
Yeah.
He was like, he's not wearing the glasses as much this season, which I don't like.
But he's always got an outfit.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. I think 2 things that are really helping the season are Shanice and Summer are both full-time. Because like Shanice was our part-timer who was like only there during the weekends. And then the titular Summer like joined halfway through.
Yeah, and it's like her house.
It's the Summer house. It's interesting that like Jordan is almost sold as like the star of the show. Where like, I don't know that she is the star.
Well, she was the one who crossed over.
Yeah.
And like this entire episode, every time I would look at her, I was like, wow, she was on Winter House between this.
Yeah, yeah.
So she lived that full other life.
A whole life, yeah.
The thing I like about this cast also is that, like SummerHouse OG, is that they seem to hang out off camera a lot.
That was a major
Fight
this first episode.
But even like the ones who don't live in New York, like the fact that like Amir has hung out with them all the time.
Yeah.
He's all the way in Austin.
Yeah. Yeah. Summer's in town in New York.
Yeah.
Summer's really bringing it. Bria. Oh my God. We haven't even talked about Bria.
Oh my God.
Bria is the star. There's like a Dottian quality to her.
A what?
Dottian.
Oh.
Kelly Dodd. Just of like, just kind of like fighting for fun.
Yeah, and that's like named by some of the people in scene, which is also funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And also like her fucking dog's there.
Milo.
Yeah. The fact that, I mean, like she was the first to walk into the house. That house. Okay, I want to talk about them all walking in.
Oh.
And just like picking their rooms. The guys having to sleep in those bunk beds.
It's actually,
That's what I meant when I said like this house is like worse.
Yeah, but like I think there are like in the prior house there were like multiple rooms where like 3 people had to sleep on a twin bed. Like for the most part, all the girls have their own beautiful private rooms.
I know, and I'm not trying to be a men's rights activist
No,
here.
you sound like a
No, I do not. But like bunk beds.
Okay, but and then so Preston has his own room, and then I think it's Alex has like a full blown queen in that room where the bunk beds are. So it's really only Amir and Nick who are in the bunks.
I know, but bunk beds.
And like Amir's so little, he could fit in the bunk.
Okay.
Shanice.
Queen, mother,
Walking
Madonna.
ar-
I love you.
like coming in, walking around in a bikini.
Just like the moment she walks in, being like, anyone want to do shots?
Like always doing shots while holding a bottle of some beverageino,
Like
in
a
her hand.
rosé bottle.
Like a whole, like, yeah, not like a Corona, like a full blown rosé bottle.
Yeah. And like, also just like, you'll see shots of her like walking back to her room with like a bottle of rosé.
It is a scary sight. Last year, as we mentioned, she was only a weekender. So like, I'm concerned for her.
Okay.
Like, to have the bottle in hand for 15 days. It does stress me out a little bit of like day 1 of 15.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing the 15 there. It's like when you're on vacation and like you're on your last day, like, or you're in your second to last day, you're already thinking about the end. Like saying day 1 of 15 is already making me think about the end.
It's already a countdown.
Yeah. I don't like that
Hate
vibe.
that. Yeah.
Let me just live in the moment.
Of course. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, okay, so we get the lobsters, we get the crabs. Everyone's concerned about like the cooking.
Wait, when Bria is dumping
All
a
the
full
Old Bay.
container of Old Bay, like multiple containers of Old Bay.
She said something that was interesting to me. Like, we get all the seafood, but we don't want it to taste like seafood. I do think there's a line where you do actually like the point of seafood is actually to taste the seafood.
Yeah. You don't want it to like smell like a stinky fish.
Yeah.
But you want like to remember you're eating seafood.
Otherwise, like, just go get a fucking chicken breast.
And put Old Bay on it. Yeah. We have the fun day on the boat. I'm just having fun with my friends, really.
I know. I mean, like, the Bria Preston fight was
Fun?
fun because they made up right after.
Yeah.
And we got, like, his little meme out of it.
Oh yeah, the side look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's potential here.
I don't think it'll happen this summer. but I would love a SummerHouse crossover episode, like when the Flintstones met the Jetsons.
Oh my fucking God. I was going to say that earlier in this conversation and I forgot. That is all I want in this world.
Like, I think it should happen on Martha's Vineyard. Like, instead of the Vineyard kids going to the Hamptons, I think Martha's Vineyard's a little more special.
It makes a little less sense, though, production-wise, because Martha only films for 15 days. So, like, there's more of the summer for them to go out to Montauk.
Well, we can, like, who cares? Like, we can, like, bend the rules. We don't have to be there for one of 15 days or whatever. Yeah.
No, but I mean, the regular SummerHouse kids...
I know what you mean.
...are busy all summer.
I know exactly what you mean, but I'm saying rules are meant to be broken. We can figure it out, and Martha's Vineyard is more special than the dumpy Hamptons. You have to drive like 4 hours back from there.
Okay. Shall we get into our doubleheader of not my friends?
But like acquaintances we have grown to appreciate more this year.
Okay, no, I have like people that I will walk by and not say hi to on the street on Pump, and I am making new acquaintances on the Valley.
That just like makes you sound mean. You're like walking by people you know and not saying hi.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's why you don't walk. You're always just in a car.
Oh, do you remember in college, like, there would be sometimes people that you would like, you weren't that close with, so you didn't like feel the need to say hi to them.
Oh, I said hi to everyone.
All right, friggin' Belle over here.
I was the
Good morning,
I was the mayor of Emerson College.
Okay, Vanderpump Rules. Hotel Ziggy.
I always, whenever they say Hotel Ziggy, I think of that fucking kid
Young
from Big
Sheldon?
Little Lies. Yeah,
Young Sheldon?
yeah. With like his mom was that woman who eats dirt or whatever.
Okay, so the rumors are true. Big Little Lies it's coming back. Is like Young Sheldon gonna go be Big Sheldon now in season 3? Like, it's gonna be like Big Lies?
Wait, is it coming back?
Oh yeah, they're talking about season 3. Like someone like had a vision, and then like
is this another Dorinda Deadly?
Yeah,
rumor?
Dorinda Deadly reports Big Little Lies season 3 is going. No, like Reese Witherspoon's daughter had a vision that like it needed to come back, and then Reese was like, I got you, girl.
I like don't even remember season 3 except for like Meryl Streep season 2 except for Meryl Streep screaming.
It was so bad.
Yeah,
garbage.
And weren't the like twins bullies?
I think they were bullies the first season.
Okay,
like they
bullied Ziggy.
No, they bullied Arabella.
Oh yeah,
I think
Ziggy.
Okay, Pump. Back to Hotel Ziggy. This is kind of like becoming like the rails of Pump.
Yeah. And they're like, maybe, never mind.
Oh,
I didn't say anything.
Joseph.
What's your read on her?
I'm sorry. I don't know if this is said like on show breaking fourth wall or like off show, but like clearly Billy and Joseph and like all these people are brought on because it's like producers were scared. No one's going to film with the Toms. So we got to like flesh this out a little bit. And like, we should be thankful. Cause like, I'm having so much fun with Joseph.
I like being with Joe.
Like when Sheena's like screaming at her to take her hat off, show off your work.
It's Latrice going, take your hat off, bitch.
And we think it's to Willem, but it's actually to Santino Rice.
Okay, I would love to spend one evening of
With
dinner
Joseph?
and drinks with Joe.
Okay.
And just like see what happens. Or just maybe like go to her apartment, like sit on the couch and have a glass of wine. And just like see where the conversation goes.
The fact that like we keep referencing Katie Maloney's crackhead energy tweet every week. Oh my God.
I don't know. I like Joe.
I know. And they're all bullying her. And like all the other girls are like, we're bullying her. She is a terrible human. And like, da-da-da-da. And like they all like everyone just wants to like kill each other on the
They're
show.
like fucking like the other girls are acting like the hyenas in Lion King.
Famously Whoopi Goldberg. right?
Yeah, like making those noises.
Yeah,
I don't know why I snorted, but you know what I meant.
like a wild boar.
I like Joe.
Okay, Joe and Anne are main cast. So like Anne, we've caught Anne en route to the Barbie movie, and now we're catching her en route to the Eras tour. It's like really all the cultural touchstones of summer 2023.
She is like peak elder millennial woman.
Stop.
No, I'm not even. I'm elder
She's
millennial.
42, you're 42.
No, I'm 36, but she's 42.
I know.
And I think that's good.
I know. I think it's good too. I'm 40. I'm 40 now. The Valley's where I belong.
Anne needs to go to the Valley.
She should cross over. She could bridge the gap.
Hopefully she does make it to Watch What Happens Live at some point. And then I also like
In chair.
that's not gonna happen. But I will love if she makes it to Watch What Happens Live. I do hope they do a segment on Radio Andy Cohen Live with her. Put her in studio.
I'm going to say this by saying like, I don't like anyone on the show really. So like, sometimes I feel like my negativity on Ariana reads as like, I don't like her, but like, I don't like anyone. But to me, a triumphant moment for Ariana would be like her coming on Watch What Happens Live hand in hand with like kind of like how like when Oprah like grabs your hand and like won't let go, like coming out with Anne and like they're the two chairs.
Oh yeah, and then they kiss.
No, they don't have to kiss.
They could,
but like because like now we do know the Anne's plea was heard, and,
Sure.
and Anne works for Ariana now.
Wait, Dan, remind me. Do you like anyone on the show or not?
No.
So you're like proving a point. And then you're like gooning over like the cast of SummerHouse.
Both casts.
I know.
Both casts. Yeah.
I will say,
Oh.
Sheena, of the people who are bullying Joe, was the biggest bully.
And like Sheena should be bullied to hell and back.
Yeah.
She is a terrorista.
Yeah. Her and Tom making out thing, I didn't really care about. And then like
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
there was like the sit down about like with Katie about that. And I feel like Katie was fine. She was just like, this was shitty to me. It made me feel bad.
I'm like not even understanding. Like, I actually maybe need to go back and watch, like the story of like, oh no, it wasn't a makeout. We were at my sister's cheer competition, and like
He pulled me into a corner.
pulled me and then gave me a kiss, but we were not making out.
I don't think they were actually at the competition. I think they were in Vegas for the competition. It's not like they were in the corner of the gymnasium.
Watching, like teens cheer.
Yeah, watching like Monica, whatever, that like enabler, like teach the whatever cheer people.
Monica Aldama.
I didn't say any names.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, and then I got to give it. I don't know. Like there were like some like funny people making fun of the fact that we were recreating the same exact scene last year of like the sandwich tasting.
I mean, the rare Lala's right once a year, and this was her like moment to be kind of funny.
Oh my god, when she was being like, "Oh, the Greek sandwich. Oh yeah, I remember this last year. Oh, the caprese." Da, 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 da.
And she was like in her confessional being like, why are we doing this again? Can we fast forward? And then we fast forward, and she was like, there was one funny moment, and it was the moment where James said,
I want a sloppy Joe.
yeah, no, like Tom Schwartz wants a sloppy Joe.
Yeah.
And everyone laughed and laughed and laughed.
We laughed and laughed and laughed.
And then it felt like we brought the same fucking like sandwich thing up to Lisa and Ken.
Oh yes, the same little tray. And then Katie hooked up with Max Boyens, who, for eagle-eyed watchers of the Valley, Max was at boys' night as well.
He's there.
Why is Dana in their lives? Why is Max in their lives? And part of the story, and they're not on the show. What are we doing?
Who knows? Brock like releasing this information is interesting. The Sheena having 56 people's locations.
Oh. Actually, akin to my sister. I think my sister has like a similar number of people.
That is crazy.
And she treats it as like a social media app.
That is crazy.
I know.
I mean, like, your sister, it makes sense because she's actually a young person.
Yeah.
Sheena's like 50. Like, please. She's been in this business since like 1997.
Yeah, yeah.
I do like Katie realizing she got caught and like being chill about it.
You were obsessed with her face.
Well, yeah, it's a good face to look at.
And it's been brought to my attention she was seated next to a bosun.
Oh, yeah, that's why you look familiar. I was like, you should kiss him. He was hot.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a good time this episode, I want to say. Needed more Christina Kelly, I would say.
Yeah, I will say that, always. There was like the moment when the girl that went on a date with Sandoval like met Ariana.
Oh, that was a bad look for Anki.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It's like, this girl's like 25. Like, let her be.
Let her like wear her crop top and like
Yeah.
be on this show for 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the rest of us.
Oh, God, yeah. Sandoval at bowling makes you feel sick.
I will say, bowling's a fun activity.
Oh, yeah. Just I don't want to do it with Sandoval.
I know, in an outfit.
In an outfit? You don't want a tight outfit while you're bowling.
Well, he does, because it'll rip, and then people will see his like hoo-ha.
Whoops. Okay, can we go to the Valley instead?
Of course, you would love that. So, like, these are the acquaintances you want to meet, as opposed to the people in Vanderpump who you will like ignore and spit on.
I don't spit on. No, I'm just like having fun making new friends.
Okay, who's your favorite new friend?
Maybe I don't have any favorite new friends. But like it's just like reading a little bit more interesting to me.
Sure.
Yeah. I like, you know what I do like? And I like the couple. You know who the most normal couple is? The pregnant gal and the lawyer husband? Yeah.
They're the best.
They're like the two normal people on the show. Everyone else is like a little not normal.
Yeah. You need some anchors.
Yeah. There are Bethany Voice of Reason.
I did think it was funny. I don't think it was this episode. I think it was last episode where like Jax was like talking about going to that guy for like legal advice. And then in confessionals, like both the woman and the man were like, Jax has no idea like what kind of law what's his name does.
Well, he thinks like any advice he gives him, like life advice, is legal advice because he's a lawyer.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the plague of people thinking that like all lawyers are smart.
Yeah.
Which, as we've proven, like sitting here on this podcast, it's not the truth.
This is dummy reading Dorinda Dudley. The funny thing is, like, I don't even follow Dorinda Dudley.
I know, but she comes up in your feed. I know she does.
That's like the humor of this all. Okay. Playing hockey. I didn't really understand the concept of like the keeping the score and like the lawyer was like on both of their teams against Jax and Jesse.
I think there weren't that many rules.
Yeah.
It was 3 people trying to play one game.
3 people playing one game. Yeah.
It's funny that men get together and like play sports like that.
Well, Jax was like, well, brother, like you're not going to be doing much of this once your baby comes. Like, I don't leave the house.
Jax doing cosplay as a good father and dad.
Cosplay.
And husband is very funny. You know he's like acting in these scenes. Like when the last episode, like when they were like leaving the house to bring the baby on a walk, and he's like, the trash cans, why can't they just bring them next to my house? Yeah. Like he's like playing this like role of like dad and husband.
I gotta give it to Jax and Kristen. They were like, this is our one shot to do this again.
Yeah.
And the two of them are coming in like not guns blazing, like bazookas blazing.
Yeah.
Ready to create a program.
I know. Kristen's at the steakhouse with them.
The two of them having like a meeting of the minds, just the two of them.
That's like the kind of steakhouse you bring your mistress to, too.
No, that's Sir.
Kristen ordering, she asked, do you have iced tea? Do you have lemonade? She's like, I'll have both of those and some Tito's.
So she's asking for a spiked Arnold Palmer?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a girls' night and a guys' night, and the guys' night is ruined by Jax bringing Kristen's ex-boyfriend,
Alex,
who...
not a beautiful man.
I'm guessing we probably like didn't meet him, but like she was probably dating him
Right before COVID.
by the time the COVID reunion filmed.
Yes, we never met him on camera, I don't think, but I remember like passing around an article being like, oh, Kristen's found herself like a nice-ish guy.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, he made her sell that house. But I mean, like, at that point, what else was she could do because she didn't have any income?
Yeah.
But that was probably the best of the Valley houses.
You loved it.
Oh. But it was the best of the Valley houses.
Okay. I'm curious to see like what they did. They did leave us with a good cliffhanger at girls' night. The 5 minutes later, Kristen dropping some bomb and then everyone just running around screaming.
And that gay guy screaming?
The gay guy screaming
Zach.
too. Yeah. I'm having fun with my new friends.
I know. He's like the epitome of like a gay person coming from the South and landing in LA.
And you could say that as a gay person from the South who
Yeah.
landed in LA.
Yeah. He just has that energy.
Okay. Shall we go to our best of friends?
Thank God.
Thank God. I mean, we are picking up. I forgot that last week Lindsay and Sarah were working in tandem to cook us a meal.
I know. And what a meal it was.
We're embracing both of their Southern roots.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah's really letting the Southern accent fly this episode.
She really is. We've got some chicken fried steak.
I don't think I've ever had that before.
I have a lot.
How is that?
It's good. It's steak cooked in the way fried chicken would be cooked.
Okay. And like when the waiter takes that order, are we still like putting temperature preferences, like medium rare, medium, or is it just like one size fits all?
I think it's because, okay, so I think it's cooked similar to a chicken cutlet. So I think the steak is like banged out.
Oh, so it's so thin.
So it's so thin that you don't need the temperature pref.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. When the cat's away, the mice will play.
Well, yeah, the cat being Carl.
Yeah. He just needs a break. And then Lindsay's saying something like, oh, this is like my one fun night. Or
It's crazy. Carl purposely didn't come, obviously, because him and Lindsay fight on Fridays.
Yeah. Although, I got to give it to the bed store girls. They
Sure.
woke me up to a little bit of nuance in this situation where, like, I'm not so 100% on Carl's side anymore.
Well, because relationships go two ways.
Yeah. Well, no,
Famously.
I think, here's the thing. I think on this show, compared to, like, some of our other shows, things are more gray than, like, on other shows, I have, like, a stronger opinion one way or the other.
Well, because these are your friends.
These are my friends.
And on the other shows, you won't spit on them if they were on fire.
Correct. Yeah. No, but it's just like, oh, like he thought I was going to change or I would change towards him or this. It's like, you knew who this woman was all this time.
Exactly. And like, how are we wanting her to change?
Yeah. To be a Stepford one. Okay. We're going out to the club.
Whoa.
Oh, before we go out to the club, my man,
Kyle. Okay. Kyle said a comment at dinner about Jesse Solomon hitting on Paige 2 weeks in a row that I thought everyone at the table took in stride.
Oh my God. Jesse, Paige,
Craig.
Everyone's just like chilling. The person who's the most angry, Batula.
Yeah. She really got her Batula hoop spinning.
I mean, she was ready to like set him and the house on fire.
And I think Paige in confessional like made a point that like
She's
it's
angry
been
about other
it's been a
things.
build up
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
Your man Kyle is kind of down bad.
Between that and then his heart to heart with Lindsay at the bar in Santa Claus hats,
And then injuring West.
and then injuring West, it's like a trifecta. This episode.
No, but I will say like I wasn't like on his side for this one, but I was like, that is probably a comment that like funny people would make and it would like go over.
Also, like this is his job on the show.
Yeah.
He's got to be like shit stirrer light.
And also it's like less awkward for it to like come up here than at the reunion like a year later.
Sure.
You know?
Squash the beef.
Yeah, exactly.
Squash the beef.
He learned from his mentor, Andy Cohen.
Okay. We're out of the club.
Christmas in July.
Christmas in July, they copied you.
Everyone copies.
Everyone copies.
That was 5 years ago at this point.
Oh my God.
Jeez Louise.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever bring it back?
Maybe. I was thinking about it. I was watching them in their little Santa hats, and I was like, I could do that
You're
again.
feeling nostalgic.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I had an iconic Christmas in July birthday party in 2019, the night the lights went out in Manhattan.
Oh my God, that was. And like, that was famously when you were not on that P-Town trip. We drove home from P-Town.
Yeah.
Picked up put together a Christmas outfit. Came out. And then the lights went out. And like now that you've experienced the drive back from P-Town, like doesn't that read differently to you a little bit?
You could do it. It's
Oh
fine.
my God, you're just being a little bunch.
Yeah, don't be a puss.
Especially as the driver boy too. Oh my God.
Yeah, you want me to drive?
Not really. Okay. The next day is car fun, and I gotta say, Sierra's little outfit was so cute. The
The
floppy
car
arm
wash
man.
guy.
Yeah. Before we got to that though, she had an interesting one-on-one with not main cast Craig Conover in the car,
Yeah.
talking about being made a fool of on TV
Yeah, by one Austin.
by one Austin, and then saying people come up to her and
Call her a loser.
an idiot and stupid and a loser, and it's like,
Who's doing that?
I'm like ready to throw down for Sierra. Never would I like think I would be ready to fight for her.
I mean, I will say, like, it is surprising to hear that people would have that behavior, but now that, like, we're in an era where people are, like, randomly punching people in
Yeah.
New York.
I mean, that is like the emotional equivalent of like punching people. It's just like going up to someone you don't know and calling her stupid.
And it all seems to be happening in, like, that area of town where you would think, like, the SummerHouse people would be hanging out.
I see.
You know?
There's just like an energy there.
Like West Village, Soho. They're all there.
Okay. I love Sierra and West.
Their love.
Like
They don't seem to be together current day, though, do they?
unless they're doing a good job, which
Sure.
could be possible.
I will say West seems to have a really good job at complex sports.
Yes.
Like when they flash sports writer under his name on the show, we're not lying like we are with the other people.
He's not just influencing; he's writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but back to what you were saying. I would love if they are keeping this under wraps and they are together. How chic would that be?
So very chic.
Oh my God.
I don't think they are though.
Don't crush my dreams.
Okay. You already have like one couple that you love on this show. You
Okay.
can't have every couple.
No, I love loving Sierra again. I was kind of like tired of her.
Sure.
We are kind of missing Gabby and Danielle this week.
Yeah.
How are they allowed to do other things during the summer?
People have like lives.
I know, but this is your job.
Okay, but like you get PTO on your job.
Like
I mean, I know you don't, but I do.
That's Monday to Friday for them. Like back in the day, they had to like. These people like leave on Sunday these days. Back in the day, they had to like drive
Monday morning.
in Monday morning. That was like one of our complaints. How stressful that was.
I hated that first season. And it was less, I think it was the driving Monday morning, but also like the way that it was edited, it just was so scary.
But like the way that they would party Sunday night and like wake up and hungover and drive.
Yeah, and also it was like the twins, so it wasn't like as enjoyable.
Yeah. Kyle injures West, and we're getting a lot of like little side combos with everyone. It's like the boys and the girls.
As life is.
As life is.
I read a comment somewhere today, and it like reminded me of something about how, like, someone was saying how when they were a kid, they thought dogs were boys and cats were girls.
I see it. It actually came up on the show recently.
Really?
Because like West called like one of the dogs, one of like the cook dogs, the cook Petula dogs, handsome, and Paige was like, "No, she's a girl. She's not handsome."
Oh, well, I'm here to say
All dogs are handsome?
there's a podcast called Handsome that's hosted by Fortune Feemster, Tignataro, and Mae Martin.
Oh, interesting. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
We love promoting other podcasts on this podcast.
Well, I really like Fortune, and then Mae's family to the show.
Marva T.
Yeah. Me identifying Mae, like this very famous comedian's family, to our show because they are with Parvati.
Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, the girls just like opened my eyes a little bit to Lindsay's side.
Sure. But also, like, there was a little bit of them, like, luring her in that felt very
Sinister.
flotsam and jetsam.
Yeah.
And being like, come into our lair.
Yeah.
Because, like, she was already, like, to have that conversation after she's been partaking in the partying.
Yeah, sure.
To me is also like, okay.
I mean, Paige was able to cushion it well by being like, I literally said this to Amanda 2 years ago.
I know. The fact that came up multiple times. I will say, watching Paige on this show, I'm just like, she's the MVP.
A master.
Like,
She's so good at it.
she looks beautiful. Like, her relationship stuff, she's common sense. Like,
No nonsense.
she's trained Craig to be a seemingly good man.
Yeah.
She's got it all.
She's a pro.
She's got it all. She's got Jesse Solomon wrapped around her little finger.
What a good show. To be continued, though. That was a tough one.
I know.
Yeah, I love a preview.
But it went straight into Martha Summer. So
I know. In a just world, that would be like important and good because like in a just world, like original SummerHouse would already have amazing ratings and we'd now be boosting Martha. But like OG Summer's down in the dumps.
don't worry. Bravo's going to release a press release
This
where
is
it's like
the biggest SummerHouse
out
ever.
of 47 days, like it's been the top show, like whatever. It'll be fine.
with the word house in it. Okay.
beat C-SPAN House of Representatives live feed.
House Hunters finally knocked off the top spot. Okay, shall we do Freak of the Week and the One True Queen?
Sure.
Okay, our Freak of the Week this week is one John Jansen, and I believe this dropped like right after we recorded last week.
Maybe, yeah.
So John Jansen sues ex Shannon Bedore for $75,000 she allegedly borrowed for a facelift. Okay, so apparently People Magazine uncovered this lawsuit where the complaint alleges that Shannon turned to John Jansen for financial support in early 2022, borrowing $40,000 via a wire transfer on January 23rd for a facelift procedure. And then May 20th, he gave her another $35,000 personal check. In both instances, John claims in the docs, Bedore agreed to pay back the loan with interest. With interest. With interest with a man you're like about to marry.
I was going to say, like, also, like, facelift should be a gift from the person you're about to marry.
it's like wedding ring, facelift. But despite multiple requests in 2023 and 2024, Jansen claims she has yet to pay him back. He's seeking the full amount plus accrued interest, costs, and reasonable attorney's fees. Bedore sent the following statement to People on Friday in response to Jansen's lawsuit. She says, I am shocked and disappointed that John Jansen has filed a lawsuit. My attorney has been in constant communication with his counsel. I agreed to pay John what he wanted because I knew that attorney's fees would surpass the amount sought, but more importantly, to eliminate the negative emotional components that come with a lawsuit. It is important that I continue to focus on the positive aspects of my life and move forward. John declined the offer because he refused to sign a mutual non-disparagement agreement. I was hoping that if I met his baseless demand, we could at least use this as an opportunity to bring complete closure to this chapter in my life.
I am so worried for OC next season.
For Shannon in particular?
Well, I mean, like, this would be one thing if he was not dating her castmate.
Yeah.
And, like, it sounds to me he doesn't want to sign this, like, mutual disparagement agreement in case he has to do a scene with Alexis.
Yeah. Maybe even a confess.
Crazy.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's tough stuff that this is even, like, a lawsuit between former lovers.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, $75,000 is a lot. But also, like, if you're just throwing around $75,000 willy-nilly like that, it's like, you're probably okay.
But, like, shouldn't you get a bigger boat?
A bigger boat?
I mean, like, so, like, I look at John Jansen and, like, where he lives his lifestyle. And if he has all that extra cash laying around, I would think his, like...
Well, it's like, it's that plus, Shannon, like, aren't you getting paid, like, $1 million a season at this point? Like...
She also has 3 kids.
Okay, but still, $1 million a season.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, let's use some of that money from our Bravo paycheck.
Exactly. Also, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not like Marsha Clark or whatever, but
You're giving Marsha.
I do think that a facelift should be a gift.
Okay, you should bring it to the Supreme Court. Argue on the steps.
No, I would get to go inside.
Okay, yeah.
I'd be like, hey, what's her name? Sonia. Who's the new girl?
Oh, Amy
Coney Barrett.
Oh, Ketanji Jackson.
Oh, yeah. I meant Amy, though. It's like, because that's the bad one. According to me. Don't turn this off if you think otherwise.
Oh, my God. As if, like, they made it all the way through to here. And they finally, got to it. Okay, Brendan, who is our one true queen?
I don't know if like we're calling like him the one true queen or like the story the one true queen.
The story.
This is from
well, I do love Continuum.
Yeah. Okay, I think that comes up in this. From page 6, an annoyed John Mayer tells pals he never hooked up with Sheena Shea despite her hints. Report. John Mayer is, quote, annoyed that Sheena Shea keeps hinting that they once hooked up, according to a new report. A source told the U.S. Sun that the singer has never been involved with the reality star, despite her not-so-cryptic comments during a recent episode of Vanderpump Rules. Quote, John has told several people close to him that he never hooked up with Sheena. He knows that she's telling people that they hooked up well before Vanderpump Rules aired that episode, and it's gotten back to him. He's very annoyed by the entire thing and wants nothing to do with her. The source also alleged that the Gravity hitmaker, I guess not Continuum, 46.
No, Gravity's on Continuum.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 46. He's
up here.
Our age.
Yeah.
Did, quote, his best to avoid Shea, 38, when they attended the same party recently.
Wait, are we using Shea still?
That's what page 6 is saying.
Okay.
She was trying her best to talk to John and even go as far as to take a picture with him, but he shot her down.
Okay.
Which is believable.
I mean, it's definitely the story because it's just so funny. Like, no heart, Sheena, especially, like, she deserves it. She's such a miserable person.
I know. I just think she'll... There's something about her, and not in the sandwich shop
not
way.
in a sandwich way.
But, like, finding out that she has 56 people whose location she tracks.
Good.
And
John
like,
should be one of them.
Her being, like, the type of girl, like, to call every single person she ever meets, like, her best friend.
All 56 of them.
It's like, this is so loserous. Why do you want a picture with John Mayer, like, to post to get a couple likes? I mean, like, when she went to Ziggy's, I remember her walking in, she, like, wore a stupid outfit. She was like, in case anyone, like, in case I can, like, grab a pic that matches, like, the wall or whatever. And it's like, ugh.
I mean, just to put a pin in all of it, Continuum is the girl. Everyone, especially, like, our peers, us elder millennials, they all love Room for Squares.
Oh, yeah, because that's about where I'm from.
But Continuum is like truly the girl's girl.
Is that what Daughters is on? I love Daughters.
No.
Fathers, be good to your daughters.
No, I love everything on Continuum except the first track, which is actually like one of the greatest gifts when you don't like the first track, because then you could just start with the second one.
Okay.
Waiting on the World to Change, Bring a Book, that's like Corn on the Cob. I'm not.
That was like radio hit.
I know, that was radio hit, and then you just like go to the next track.
Will you read the track list?
Okay. Waiting on the World to Change, flop. I Don't Trust Myself with Loving You, so good.
Okay.
Belief.
That's about Sheena.
It's about Sheena. Belief, amazing.
That's about Sheena.
Gravity. The Heart of Life is a little like cheesy, but I like it.
Okay.
Vultures, good.
That's about Sheena.
Stop This Train makes me cry.
Okay.
Slow Dancing in a Burning Room.
Why? Because you don't like when the train stops?
Bold as Love, Dreaming with a Broken Heart, In Repair, I Want to Find Another You.
That's about Sheena.
Yeah, he's going to find another Sheena Shay. Just go on over to Sir. I'm sure there's another
Sheena Mare.
Sheena prototype. Wow. What a week. This was a supersize, baby.
Oh, geez, Louise.
But as always, head on over to comethroughqueen.com for links to everything. A really meaty pre-show as well. Like
yeah.
A Cowboy Carter themed pre-show.
I mean, by the time this airs, it'll be out.
I know. I'm surprised like you're even listening to us right now. Shouldn't you be streaming Cowboy Carter? Well, you can turn us off now because it's the end of the show.
No, you can play both at the same time.
It syncs up like Pink Floyd and the Wizard of Oz.
Actually, play us backwards and hear what like the devilish messages that will come through.
Wow. So like, comment, subscribe, heart, share, retweet.
Love us, please. Retweet.
See you next week.
Bye.
I wanna see ya come through, Queen.